The first visualization we're going to create should answer the question, what are the averages of car delivery charge, spare parts, labor cost, and sales price for each country? And we'll answer the question by creating a clustered column chart. So I've opened the car sales Tableau packaged workbook that we downloaded in module 1. And if Tableau happens to open up on the data source, simply click on sheet 1 to bring up a new worksheet. First, we're going to save this file under the name module 2 part 1, and then your initials, right? And make sure you save it as a packaged workbook. And I'm going to put it in a different directory. All right, so you see the name changed and so on. Now, since we want to create a visualization based on country name, we can minimize client list and colors to reduce the noise here. And then we're going to drag country name into the column shelf on the right. And you'll see that we now have country name appear in sheet 1. We now drag the various measures that we wanted to map into the rows shelf. So we need delivery charge, we need spare parts, we need labor cost, and we need sales price. And you'll notice, as we saw before, that by default Tableau uses the sum aggregation method, but we want average, and it's easy enough to change. So you click on the pill, and then you see halfway down, you see how you can change the aggregation method from sum to average, or whatever else you want. So we're going to set all of them to average. All right, and now we can change the visualization to a clustered column chart by selecting that option from the Show Me pane. And what we get is something that looks really bad because of the enormous difference in value for each of the measures. So sales price is much larger than any of the other measures in the column chart. Now we're going to fix this by introducing a calculated value, sales price in 100. And to do so, we're going to select Create Calculated field from the Analysis tab at the top. This brings up a new window, and we can use that window to create the new field. So we're going to call it Sales Price in 100. We can just click and open a square bracket, and you see it will come up with sales price automatically. And we need to divide that by 100. You see that Tableau tells us that this is a good calculation, so we can just OK out of this. And now what you'll see is that sales price has been added to the dimensions, to the measures in the sales data table. So we're now going to remove the average sales price from the measure names and drag sales price in 100 in here, and then we need to change the aggregation method to average again. So we end up with something like this, and this looks a lot better than what we had initially. Now, we need to give the sheet a new name, the tab a new name, so we're going to call this visualization 1. And this is very similar to how you change tabs in Excel. And you see that once we do that, the title of the sheet changes as well. But visualization 1 is maybe not the best one, so we're going to click on that and then we need to delete a sheet name, and then we make something like averages by country. And you see we now have, oops, I need to make sure I put the spaces in where they need to be. So we now have averages by country in a new sheet. Now, save the file again. Right, and now you have created the first visualization, and this one is worth 2 points.